Have you ever tried to 3D print a part but got a shape that was too distorted for the part to work? Or have you ever tried to do many rounds of coupon testing of composites to be able to get the right formulation? If you've had any problem like that, you should try Digimat, a digital materials lab. Digimat has a suite of applications. The Digimat Student Edition focuses on additive manufacturing, 3D printing, and composites. The commercial version goes beyond those methods. With Digimat, it is easy to predict warp in 3D printed parts or to virtually test composite formulations. Digimat also comes with a material property library. This video is part of a series on how engineering students can get started learning simulation. In this video, I will tell you about how Digimat is used in industry, how to spend your first hour with Digimat, and how to learn more. I will do this first for additive manufacturing and then for composites. Let's go! These animations show how Digimat models an additive manufacturing process layer by layer. This shows the difference between the original desired part shown in green and the resulting part shown in red, and you can see that there is considerable warpage. Instead, if we use warpage compensation in Digimat, we can get an overlap between the original part and the final part that is very tight. When you open Digimat, you will be able to access the various tools and solutions that it offers. You would do additive manufacturing for 3D printing and finite element or mean field for composites. There are other tools and solutions in the commercial release, as well as connections to the Nexus Cloud platform. On the left-hand side, we can access various ways to get started with Digimat, and for our purposes, we'll focus on the manuals and the examples. The manuals give details on how to use each of the Digimat tools, and the examples really bring Digimat to life. Digimat is easy to use, so you can simply jump into an example that seems relevant to you. When you open the examples manual, you can select examples related to the tool or solution that you're learning. So I'll click on Additive Manufacturing, and we can see examples for SLS or FFF printing. FFF is the kind that uses spools of filament. Let's look at this warpage analysis number 1. We can see a preview of what the geometry is that we're dealing with, and of course there's a helpful written explanation. To do the example, you can simply download it. Going back to Digimat, I will now open Digimat AM for additive manufacturing. From within Digimat AM, you can click on this button and then click Open Project, and then find the example file that you had downloaded on your computer. It downloads as a zip, and you would probably want to extract that before opening it in Digimat. I'm going to click OK. To do the full AM workflow, you would go through these tabs, start to finish, but because this is an example, we can skip straight to post-processing and see the results. We can visualize different kinds of results and see what is the peak von Mises stress and where is it? Or what is the magnitude of the deflection? We can also double-click on different parts of the model to see the deflection at different points of interest. So here we see that we have the greatest warpage at the corners of this part, which makes perfect sense. By clicking on Results and going to Compensated Geometry, you can make a new STL file that would compensate for the warp that you simulated. Now let's go back to the beginning, and I'll point out some key inputs that you might want to change if you were to do this workflow on your own. You could set things like your 3D printer volume. To import your own part, you would click on this folder icon here and import an STL. You would also need to import a toolpath from your slicer. You can import toolpaths here. And of course, there are options for changing material properties and process parameters. You can set up solution parameters here in the Solver tab, and critically, you would need to click this button to mesh the part. Under Job Submission, you would then hit Submit to have Digimat carry out the simulation. And then you would go into post-processing as we did before. Digimat can also estimate costing for you. Now let's talk about how Digimat can help you with composites and other types of materials. In Digimat Finite Element, you import per-phase material properties and other information about the composite makeup. Digimat then generates a representative volume element, an RVE, and uses finite element analysis on this element to figure out things like its stress-strain curve. You can then output those results, well, as plots, but also as cards that could be fed into a structural finite element model. Digimat mean field takes similar inputs and uses analytic homogenization techniques to produce similar outputs, and it can do so very quickly. Like with additive manufacturing, Digimat FE Finite Element offers multiple examples to help you get started. These include simple homogeneous examples, but also different kinds of composites. We're going to focus on this example with short fiber reinforced plastics using an aligned unit cell. And of course we see a preview of what this example will show us, and we can click on the example download, extract the zip file on our computer, and open it up in Digimat. From within the Digimat launcher, click FE for Finite Element. We click this Open dialog box and navigate to the example that we downloaded. Within this example, I'm going to use Model 3, and I open the DAF file to get things started and wait just for a little bit for the model to load. I'm now going to take you through the model top to bottom. Right now, we could set some general parameters. We could pick the type of finite element solver. For RVEs, we often use something based on FFTs. Under materials, we can check the mechanical properties for each of the components. Microstructures lets us pick different types of microstructures, lattices, foams, metals, but we're going to use generic here for composites. For the fibers, we can set the volume and mass fraction, the shape of the inclusions, that kind of thing. Now we'll go to RVE, and I'm being asked if I want to load some files because I had already done this example, but I'm going to hit cancel to show you the full process. I will click Generate Geometry and click OK. I'll click OK here in response to this warning about the size of the inclusion fibers, and I'll click OK one more time. The geometry is now being generated. We see this RVE. Now we can go to the mesh. The mesh has already been generated. We can click on failure, and we could assign failure criteria if we wanted to. Under loadings mechanical, we're just using this strain component applied quasi-statically. Under solution, we click create new job. We click yes to create the job and yes to run it. We can see a summary of how the job is going down here. And we click OK. Once the results are available, Digimat immediately shows you field results. Those are also viewable at this item here. We can click this drop-down type to see things like equivalent von Mises stress, or stresses in different principal component directions, or we could look at strains. We can go to plot and get a stress strain curve. The create button would let us make other curves, and clicking the CAE button would let us create a card that could be fed into a structural finite element model. So that's the basics of how to use Digimat FE. Pretty simple. The Digimat MF examples are laid out just like the ones for AM and FE. We have a few examples for short fiber reinforced plastics, unidirectional, and even for foams. We're going to do this example with anisotropic stiffness of short fiber reinforced plastics. Just like Digimat AM and FE, we can open Digimat MF from the launcher. Then we click this Open button and navigate to the example that we had downloaded. The interface is very similar to what we have for Digimat FE. I'm going to go straight to plot. We don't see any results yet, but if I click this button, MF will run and we can see the stress strain curve. I would show you more about Digimat MF, but again, it's very similar to Digimat FE. So if you know one, you have a good start on the other. And either one is an easy tool to pick up for modeling composites and other materials. Thanks for checking out Digimat with me. The next steps for going deeper with Digimat are simple. Just check out other examples that are interesting to you and read the manuals for more details. If you want a sophisticated example, there's a link in the description to a webinar on using Digimat for Formula SAE and connecting it with a finite element solver. There are also links in the description on how to get started using our software for free if you're a student or a professor. And if you're interested in teaching with Digimat or any of the other programs that we offer, I'd like to hear from you. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.